All right, I'm back. This is Mr. Johnson. It's your boy. It's your uncle. It's your cousin. No, I'm just playing. You know who it is, Mr. Johnson. I want to talk to you real quick. So we've been talking about savings. We've been talking about expenses. We've been talking about borrowing. We've been talking about like hitting on those things. So at the end of the phase of savings, what kind of want to hit on expenses? So this is and I gave you a sheet that you're supposed to download and complete with your family. Wasn't going to take like 5 or 6 minutes. And what you're going to do is, instead of asking for the income, we're going to go on the national average, the per capita, which you know what that is. And then there's a link. There's going to be a link either above or below, depending on where it is. I don't know where it is. Anyway, you click on it, and it's going to give you a number. It's a tax burden. It's the income after the tax burden. And what that does is that actually gives you the actual number of the national average of what a person makes after taxes. Because you don't get a true picture if you don't get after taxes. So when you get that number after taxes, you're going to do this. You're going to multiply the monthly by 12. Again, you're going to multiply the monthly by 12 months. And when you do that, it's going to give you what you spend a year on that. Now, here's where it gets real hectic, so make sure you pay attention really close. So now what's going to happen is you're going to take that tax burden number that you find on the link, either up here or down there, and it'll say tax burden or income tax. It'll say one of those. You take that number. You're going to divide the monthly or what you pay monthly, those monthly expenses, into that magic number after taxes. It's going to give you a decimal. When it gives you that decimal, what you're going to do is multiply that by 100, round to the nearest tenth, and that's going to give you your percentage of what you spend a year on that bill. Does everybody understand that? So let me get my calculator out. So for example, let's say that's not what it is. I'm going to give you a hypothetical number. So I'm going to go into my apps. I'm going to pull up. Where is it at? Where's my calculator at? I'm going to find my calculator. There's the calculator. So let's say that I make, $20,000 a year. Okay. Let's say that, so I got that. Let's say I pay $2,500 on cable a year. So we're gonna put 2,500 in. 2,500. Okay. So we got that. Whoop, where we at? Can we get that? Okay. 2,500. Now, I'm going to divide that by, if I made, $20,000, $15,000 a year, $15,000 a year. Let's say 15,000. Okay, now, what you're going to do is you're going to come up with a number. Okay? I don't know if you can see that number. You can't see it. It's a little bright. Anyway, it's 0.166666666.7. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply that by 100 equals. So it's 16.66. So I'm around that. It's going to be 16.7, or 17% of my income goes to cable. That's how you're going to do it. Okay? So that's what you're going to do. But you're going to do it for every single part of the sheet. So you remember when the sheet had rent, had or mortgage, it had insurance, it had food, it had all those things in that list. When you fill those numbers out, you're going to multiply that by 12, and then you're going to take that tax after that national average after taxes, and you're going to divide, like food, you're going to divide that cost into what people make a year, and you'll come up with a percentage. Now, the last thing you're going to do is make a graph. I know I had one student say, "Mr. Johnson, you said we ain't made it. We're gonna make a graph on the computer." Well, there you go. Here's your graph. So you're gonna graph. You're gonna use food, all the different categories, food, insurance. You're gonna have all those, and you're gonna make those put those on the x-axis or y-axis, how you want to do it. You're going to use Microsoft Excel to create your graph, and the title of it is going to be the percentage and income. So it's going to be and what it basically is going to say that when you look at the graph is going to be able to tell people the percentage of what you spend on your yearly income. That's the whole culminating piece. So you got a little bit of math, you got a little bit of social studies, you got a little bit of technology, you're doing word processing, you're doing all that stuff. So that's what it's going to be. So if you have any questions, you shouldn't, but if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll talk to you later.